Hey guys, it's Chuck the Stuttering Gamer, back with another pickups video for February. Um, yeah, I picked up some things and I'm pretty excited about them. So let's get this going. Yeah. First of all, I picked up for $5 a bag of Skylanders. And you may not give a shit about Skylanders, but this one actually came with Spyro. And I'm like, you know what? I could always use a Spyro figurine, you know? Pretty excited about that. Yeah. Also, at Goodwill, I found a Wii Classic controller. This is Classic controller number 3 for me. I have two black ones and a white one. I prefer black just because playing games, if it's a white controller, over time it's gonna get colored. So, um, let's see, what else? At Goodwill, I got the cute discount. First of all, I found two 3DSs. And they're both beautiful shape, both work. This one has a small itty bitty scratch on the bottom screen. This one has zero scratches, but the color of this one's just beautiful, man. This red is just awesome. Um, but they were for $10 and 9 cents each. She was talking to me, flirting with me, and then gave them both to me for $10. I'm like, okay. To be honest, I'm probably gonna mod them. I've got a modded new 2DS XL, and I also have a non-modded new 3DS XL, the Pikachu one. So those I'm probably going to mod. I might even trade them off. Although that red one's so pretty, man. I kind of want to keep it. Um, Also, I found a Game Boy Advance SP, a red one. It was $38 with like 8 games, in a carrying case. Well, I traded off the 8 games and the carrying case and one of my older scratched up silver ones, which after that paid for this and some. Like it was pretty cool, man. Um, Plus this color is cool as shit, man. Let's see. Some Game Boy Advance games that I did pick up though. The Pac-Man collection, Sonic Advance. It's a little washed out there. Sorry about that. The Hobbit, and then for the original Game Boy, because it actually came inside of one of the older Game Boys, was F1 Race. So that was actually pretty cool. Um, Next, a Super Nintendo game. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Pretty excited about that one too. Hard as balls game, but it's still fucking cool to have, especially in my collection. And just because a game's hard doesn't mean that it sucks. I don't know why people think it. Um, Speaking of Super Nintendo games, though, finally picked up Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Speaking of a certain creature from the Stuttering Lagoon, may have done a quick review on it. You know, Pretty sure his views of it being awesome. You know, but also picked up a shoot 'em up for the 64 that I wanted for a long time. One of my most sought after 64 games in general, and that is Star Soldier. They don't have too many shoot 'em ups on that system, so I really wanted this. And it's actually cheap, but I just can't find it in the wild, so I had to go on eBay. Also picked up another supposedly hard game. I don't think it's very hard, but it's in such amazing condition too. Um, and that is A Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES. Got a good deal on it too. It's eluded me for years because either it's destroyed or they want too much for it. So this thing was immaculate. So, it's if it weren't for the slight aging to it, Like I would have thought that it was a Reema Pro because it is so nice. That label's so nice. But it's definitely aged, so I know that it's not a Reema Pro. Um, oh, I almost forgot some like little collectibles too. Um, Before I move on to more of the games, I picked up the Resident Evil 2 pin set from Target. It was $7.99. I didn't even know that they made this, but $7.99. I bought it. I was looking for another one because I want one for my collection, but I want to also put one on my bag. You know, I went on eBay. They're like 25-30 bucks, man. That's not happening. I also picked up from GameStop. Did not know that this existed, and that is, if I can get it open, the Resident Evil RPD Stars badge from the remake. I actually have the original Stars badge that I think Yamato put out in the late '90s, early 2000s. This is a modern take on it. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, $12.99 over at GameStop. Those are shooting up in a price too. I can't believe that I found it there, just sitting there. So, next, I also picked up the GameStop exclusive, NECA Jason. Makes the noise and everything. Um, I actually had this toy though. I had the original San Diego Comic Con version, but the sound is wonky on it. They always were. I think that they fixed something with the box, these newer ones because it's loud and it's perfect. So I also have the San Diego Comic Con Freddy one. So I was pondering on taking both of my actual copies of my games for the NES and putting them with the toys, but I'm not sure, man. Also, that toy there was the reason why I think in the horror video I mentioned not really quite sure where to put certain things in certain pickup videos because like with that, it's a toy based on a video game that's based on a horror movie. So where do I put it? I chose video game. Next, I found a Goodwill for $2 in a crusty ass case, but the artwork and the manual and the disc are fine. And that's Crazy Taxi for the Dreamcast. It looks like a cat puked on it. I don't know. I've been keeping this case in a bag until I switch it out. It doesn't smell, thankfully, but maybe it's like a burrito or something. I don't know. I hope it's something like that and not anything else. But all right. Some PS1 games. I got these at Disc Traders. One being the Grand Stream Saga. I thought I owned it. I didn't. I'm glad that I picked it up. And the other one being a game that's eluded me for years, and that is The Legend of Dragoon. Very excited to have this finally in my collection. I had it once before, so technically hasn't eluded me, but it was water damage to the point where it would crunch opening up the actual case. Um, I didn't even want to put it into my console, so I've never actually played it. Traded that one off long ago. When you find stuff in the wild and you're just happy to actually find it. But for the collection, it's gross, you know. Um, Next, I found some 3DS games. One I actually had for years and I didn't know it. Um, Years ago, I bought a bunch of 3DS and DS empty cases from Goodwill for 50 cents. Either hoping that I would complete them later on, or just use them for the empty cases for games that I might find that have fucked up cases. Well, one of them, I was going through them to find a nice clean case for another game, and apparently this one still had the actual game in it, and I never knew it. So yeah, I have Battleship for the 3DS. Also, I found Super Mario 3D Land. Never had it, and I'm like, 15 bucks, why not? Although Amazon has it for 15 bucks brand new, but it's the player's choice version. I saw that. I'm not mad. I like having the OG cases, you know. Um, Next, this was a game that actually I heard of through Alpha Omega Sin, and that is Jake Hunter. Very excited about finally having this. I really want to play this one. Um, it's a toss up between that, Legend of Dragoon, and another game that I'm going to get to, as in what I might play next. So, but moving on, at Target I found on clearance for 10 bucks an Xbox One game. I don't have many Xbox One games. I usually just pick up exclusives, but this is no different. That's Super Lucky's Tale. Um, Pretty much from what I hear, it's like a PG Conkers, and that's a good thing. I love Conkers. Uh, I prefer him to be R-rated, but you know, whatever. Some PS3 games I picked up. I picked up one solely for the Resident Evil collection. I don't care, but it's just the actual case, really, and that's the Resident Evil 6 Anthology. It was $3.99. Fuck it, right? I also picked up an underrated gem. Yeah, sure, the actual controls are kind of, sluggish sometimes, but picked up Spec Ops The Line. Fucking awesome game. Very Apocalypse Now for those who know the actual movie, Apocalypse Now. This Trader is my favorite store where I live, my go-to place for games. Um, they had a sale, buy five get six free. Well, they also had another sale that I got a text message notice for, and that was PS2 games are 40% off. So I picked up Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, fucking awesome, and all of these are complete unless stated otherwise. All of my games, except for cartridge games, obviously. But in this America game, NIS America game, Makai Kingdom, it looks like it's similar to Disgaea, and even the actual art does. So pretty excited about trying that out. An awesome looking anime style, well, based on an anime game, Gungrave Overdose, done by the actual guy who created Trigun. So or Trigun, however you want to pronounce it. Another game, Genji, Dawn of the Samurai, and then a game that I remember seeing when it first came out when I worked at the music recyclery, and everybody wanted it. Well, I finally got it for myself, and that's Xenosaga Episode 1. So pretty excited about having those. All right, I was at GameStop, and Good Goodwill, and I walked in and I see one of their carts and I see games and I see a lady looking through them. And she looks pissed, man. She looks so mad. So I go walking up and I happen to see there this game. Mario Party 7 complete for $5. I'm like, sold. I yanked it really quick. She shoots me a dirty fucking look. Well, I also grabbed a couple other games. Super Monkey Ball 2 and the Sonic Mega Collection. And they had some Wii games that I also picked up, being Wii Play and WarioWare Smooth Moves. And I know that Wii plays cheap as fuck, but it looked brand new, so I said, fuck it, why not? But turns out the reason why she gave me a dirty look and why she was such a bitch was she had found the case to Super Smash Brothers Melee. And she had her fucking phone out and everything. And I'm pretty sure she's an eBay person. But she was going through every case looking for the disc. But she was dumb and gave them the empty case. Goodwill tosses out empty cases. So she could have bought the actual disc off of eBay for like 25, 30 bucks, the actual case would have cost $5. She would have had a complete version for like $35 max. That's a great deal. So, anyways, she's throwing a fit, and she's on her fucking phone talking shit, whatever, about me too, because I snatched some of the games. And if you want to go through games or anything, put it in your fucking cart, man. Don't just do it at the like worker's stocking cart. Pick them all up, put them into your own cart. Well, anyways, I walked up and I told her, ma'am, just so that you know, if the game wasn't in the case, chances are it's in the console. Did you ask if they had any GameCube consoles? And the look in her eyes, it was like a bomb went off. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, shit. So, anyways, moving on. All right, moving on to the PS4 games. And I actually found for the PS4, to me, one of my holy grails, even though it's not as expensive as some others, but I will keep that for the end. Um, but finally picked up brand new the Return to Arkham collection for the PS4. Excited about that. Getting harder to find in stores new. $20 cool. Some places charge 25 bucks used. So I picked up a GameStop exclusive PS4 game, which I would suggest if you collect games and you collect for the PS4, picking up this too. Any of the exclusives, but the Secret of Mana. And what's really cool about this game is that one of the voice actors actually commented on the picture of it that I posted on my Instagram, which I thought was really fucking cool. So pretty excited about having this, especially because I missed out on it when it was on the SNES. So yeah, another game that I picked up for 12 bucks used was the Lost Suda 51 game called Silver Case. The Silver Case. Very excited about playing this. So they always have a unique flair to them. Um, all right, I picked up a horror game because I love horror, and that is, and I love Lovecraft. Call of Cthulhu for the PS4. Um, I cannot find this game in stores at all. So I had to go through Amazon and I got it for like 40 bucks. If it's that hard to actually find now, I think later on it's going to be extremely hard. And I'll be honest with you, I see it going down the same path as the Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners game for the original Xbox. Such a rare game. I have it, thankfully. I don't have to hunt one down. But it's hard to two of them find. So I have a feeling that's going to be very similar. Um, Next, I picked up some limited run games. I picked up a game called Chariot. And honestly, I know nothing about this game. I spent 60 bucks, but it wasn't for this game. What I did was I had spent 60 bucks for what came with this game, and this is sealed, but also so is Night Trap. I wanted to play this since the Sega CD, and I think I was like 10. There was no way I was getting a Sega CD. Honestly, I don't even think I had a Sega Genesis yet. So, I mean, we were a very poor family. So, but yeah, finally picked up Night Trap sealed, and also I've got Cherry. Who knows? Maybe it's awesome. So, but the last game on my pickups video, is one of my holy grails. I love horror. Always have, always will. I've stated it in my horror pickup video. On my Instagram, there's plenty of horror things on there. And it's really cool when horror blends with one of my other major passions, video games. And one of my holy grails is a certain game. It's a Korean horror game that had an extremely low print run, and it is The White Day. And I got it sealed with the soundtrack sealed also. These two together sealed range will average about 150. I got this for 80 bucks. That was a fucking steal. And I have a strong feeling that this game is going to end up becoming the PS4 version of Rule of Rose for the PS2 in terms of rarity. Um, I'm very happy. I just hope that the game doesn't suck. But everything that I saw, play wise, looks awesome. But yeah, I also have the soundtrack with it too. And yeah, I've been eyeing this for about a year now. Um, I didn't even know that the game existed when it first came out. And apparently it's a remake of a Cell game from like 2004 or some shit. But dude, it looks awesome. I love horror. I'm very excited about this. I mean, the actual back looks cool too. So, yeah. And it's the US release. I know that there's, I think, a UK version or an Asian version that's a lot cheaper, but this is the official Region 1 US release. So, but yeah, that's it, man. I mean, I did have something showing up, but it hasn't shown up yet, and I needed to get this video made. So that's gonna be in my next video. But yeah, pretty stoked for what I found. And I picked up those two limited run games were my first ever limited run games. That's a rabbit hole that I'm really pushing off going down. But I really wanted Night Trap. So, but yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, just comment below. Let me know if you think any of these games suck or if they're cool. Yeah, thank you for watching, man. And yeah, have a good night. Bye.